I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber, and I don't know if you can tell, but I'm in the state capitol because today they're talking about the Texas plumbing license, whether it should stay under the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners, go to TDLR, or other changes that they're talking about making. So we're going to talk more about that in this video, and we'll do it right now. I'm Roger Wakefield, Lead AP, the expert plumber. I've been plumbing over 38 years, and I have every master endorsement in the state of Texas. On this channel, I'm teaching you everything you need to know about plumbing. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe so you don't miss anything. Oh, God. Bye-bye plumbing license, really? Is that what we're headed to? I mean, as you can tell, I'm not in Austin anymore. I don't know if y'all know what happened, but you're going to get to hear it because I'm not real happy with the House of Representatives. And those of y'all that know me know that, I believe in the plumbing license, and I think it's a great thing. I think the way it's set up is really good. Are there problems? Absolutely. Does the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners need some work? Absolutely. Does that mean we need to throw it out with the wastewater? I'm a plumber, pun intended. No, it doesn't. Okay, TDLR is a good licensing regulation. They oversee electricians and HVAC people, and you know what? I've got my HVAC certification. Those of y'all that know me know I'm a certified HVAC technician, and it took me 12 whole days to get certified. But unfortunately, I think that it's a goodbye plumbing license. And why do I say that? I think we're still going to have a plumbing license, but I think that it's going to be made so easy to get a plumbing license that you might as well not have one. And to be honest, I hate to say it, but it's true. So I go down Tuesday because the House of Representatives subcommittee is supposed to have a hearing where they discuss two bills that will affect the plumbing license. The first bill is House Bill 4226. And what this is going to do, this is going to create a board for plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs. Now, is that a good thing? Maybe, maybe not. The thing is, the Texas State Board of Plumbing Examiners may need work, but guys, we don't need to get rid of it and just create other boards. Now, they've talked about putting us under TDLR, and then a bunch of people go down to speak and be heard at this, and the first thing they do that morning at 8 o'clock is say, oh, by the way, we're not going to hear this bill. Now, I don't know if they've decided not to push it because they think, God, please help us, because they think the TDLR is going to take over the plumbers. I think that's probably, it's going to happen. I think it is what it is. The problem is, man, we got a lot of problems. Guys, the problem is we're being represented by people that really don't give a crap about us. So I show up at this subcommittee hearing, and the representatives that are there are, you've got Tracy King, he's the chair, Tracy O. King. You got Craig Goldman. You got Charlie Green, Ryan Gillen, Sam Harless, Anna Hernandez, Abel Herrero, Ken King, John Kumpel, Chris Patty, Sinfronia Thompson. And Ms. Thompson, if I pronounce your name wrong, please forgive me. I do appreciate everything you're doing. Guys, I show up at 8 o'clock in the morning, and I've actually got the agenda, and I brought it with me just because I've read it many, many times, and this is the actual agenda put out. And if you read it, it says the Licensing Administrative Procedures Committee is going to meet at 8 a.m. Tuesday, April the 16th. Tells you that it's in room 2.028, and Chair Tracy King will be conducting the hearings. And guys, it's really great because you get a list of them. You show up and they bring in different representatives to talk about this bill that they're writing on or that they're submitting. And this committee hears it and listens to it and is supposed to filter out the good and bad. And let me say this. This committee is supposed to represent us, the citizens of Texas. And I got to tell you, they're doing a pretty piss poor job. Because here's the deal. They didn't hear this bill at all, which is fine. Doesn't bother me. I understand things happen. But almost 2 hours, actually at about 1 hour and 48 minutes into this hearing, they took a recess to go to the House floor. And they literally said, hey, look, we got to go to the house floor. We'll be back in a minute, or we'll be back in a little bit to continue. That little bit actually turned out, in my notes, I've got them all over the place here. That little bit turned out to be 8 hours and 48 minutes. Now, guys, I own a plumbing company. I own a plumbing company right here in Richardson, Texas. So since I'm in Richardson and I live in Saxe, let me tell you what, I'm not very happy with my representatives. I've got Angie Chen Button, who I have called her office and talked to her people. Actually went down. She had time to come meet me for a picture real quick, but didn't have time to really talk about the plumbing. I'm not real happy about that because they know I would really like to talk to her about all this BS going on. The other one is Angela Paxton. And Angela Paxton, I've talked to your office. I've been to your office. I've talked to your people. I've filled out all the forms. I have done everything I'm supposed to do as a citizen of Texas to talk to both of these people. Yet neither one of them have done what they're supposed to do and talk to me. I'm being poorly represented, which most of you citizens of Texas are. What do we do? Because we had 3 people get up to testify. The hearing that was heard, and I'm going to read it to you. The one that was heard, and as you know, I'm holding it very far away, says, to an exemption from the plumbing license law for work performed on certain private property enacted by the legislature of the state of Texas, Section 1, Subchapter B, Chapter 1301, Occupation Code, is by adding to this to read as follows. Plumbing on certain private property, parentheses A, is not required to be licensed under this chapter to perform work consisting of installing, service, or repairing main, service lines, appurtenances, equipment, or as that provide water, sewer, and or storm drainage services on property in an area that extends from the public right-of-way to easement to not less than 5 feet from the building, or this section does not apply to plumbing work performed of property designed for use as a 1-family or 2-family dwelling. So guys, here's the deal. Utility installers want to install all the way up to the building. And we had 5 people signed up to speak. We had Stephen Cox, who is against it, and he was not present because remember, like I said, they took an 8-hour and 48-minute break. To the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, I'm sorry that you run your business that way because I would be upset if my guys showed up to a job and told the people we'll be back in a little bit and they took an 8-hour and 48-minute break. You know, maybe they turned people's water off. I know I gave up a day of business to go hang out for nothing because of the way y'all run things. Dennis Bonnen, Texas House of Representatives Speaker. You know, when I'm up here waiting, which, guys, I waited. They recessed at about 10. I stayed till about 4:30. So I waited for about 6.5 hours. At about 4.5 hours, I turned on the live presentation, and I'm listening to people talk about, oh, gee, weren't you once a mascot here? Isn't that neat? And you get 5 or 10 representatives come up and talk about, you know, funny things. And, hey, but look, you've written a great bill. We appreciate it. And, oh, didn't Beyonce's mother used to cut your hair? But you've written a great bill, and we appreciate it. And guys, look, I have nothing wrong with people having fun. I have nothing wrong with people having fun at work. But when you've got people that have given up a day from a company to come down and participate in the government, and y'all are going to stand around and BS for 8 hours and 48 minutes. Now, don't get me wrong. I know y'all got some work done, but the fact that we're up there and Tracy King and Greg Abbott and Dennis Bonnen, the fact that y'all know y'all have got people up here waiting in committee hearings to talk about serious stuff, and y'all let that go on, to me, that is so disrespectful to the citizens of the state of Texas. But then again, I guess that's what we get, because we were dumb enough to vote y'all in. Plumbers, here's what I'll tell you. They're trying to take work out from under you and give it away. And they kept getting up here and telling the committee, and you can go back and hear it. It was on April 16th. They keep getting up here and telling the committee, look, all this bill does is make it where a plumber has to watch us work, so we have to charge more money for it. Or a plumber has to inspect our work, So we've got to charge more money for it. Guys, the law currently says a plumber is licensed to do that work, and to do that work, you should have a plumbing license. The plumber who is signing off on that for you needs to have his license taken away. If he's not doing the work, to me, I call BS. Guys, what I want to tell you is your plumbing license is at stake. And the way we test for it, the way we get it, the work that we do, everything we're looking at is in jeopardy. And what the House of Representatives and the Senate and everybody's doing, they're throwing up all these other bills to try to confuse us, to try to cloud the waters, to try to make it where people like me go down there and get tired of going down there and eventually say, you know what, that's fine, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. So guys, here's what I'll tell you. It is time for you to get in touch with the senators and representatives in your area. What I'm going to tell you about is the representatives that are on the Licensing Administrative Committee. Tracy O'King's out of Southwest Texas, Craig Goldman out of Fort Worth, Charlie Green out of Lake Worth, Ryan Guillen out of South Texas, Sam Harless out of Houston, Ana Hernandez out of Houston, Abel Herrero out of Corpus Christi, Ken King out of Canadian, John Humple out of Seguin, Chris Patty out of Marshall, and Sinfronia Thompson out of Houston. And I'll tell you what, some of these people are doing great things for us, but I'll tell you what, most of them, and Patty in particular is completely against plumbers. I don't know if one of y'all flooded his house, but if you did, man, y'all screwed it up for everybody because he's pissed at us. These guys are not doing anything to help us. So guys, I'm going to tell you, if you want to take control of your plumbing license, you better get off your butt and do something about it. Because the House of Representatives and the Senate, the people that we voted to protect us, aren't doing a damn thing for us. Sorry, I probably shouldn't have said that. Guys, please get out, let your voices get heard, and do what we need to do. If not, I think our plumbing license is gone. I'm Roger Wakefield, Elite AP, the expert plumber, and I'll see you on the next video if you don't get flushed.